Hello, Irish Nation. Welcome to another episode of the Golden Domer Homer podcast. I am your host, Robbie Neighbor, here again with the Cub, Kenny Ball. How are we doing, Kenny? Heck of a background.
Another big win for the Irish. Pretty comfortable, so doing well this week.
Yeah, definitely did what we needed to after the first three drives. And the prognosticator, Tyler D. How are we feeling?
Oh, feeling good. Ready to go 9-1. Beat the Who's.
Yeah. Let's talk about this last week real quick. That defense played pretty good, didn't they? Did you guys see that Kurt Hinish stat?
What was the stat?
He had a tackle every 2.9 plays.
Oh, my. Yeah, he played really well. We've been saying all year our rush defense is pretty good. Complete kind of opposite game this week, so we'll see. Hopefully we can get Kyle back. But run defense seems to be in check. Going to need the pass defense this week. Not a ton of negatives from this past week. I mean, ran the ball pretty well again. Cone played pretty well, and Kevin Austin is good.
Yeah, I really hope Kevin Austin wants to come back next year because I think he's going to get some really good praise from scouts as time goes on here.
Ty, what do you got this week?
I just like how this game kind of drives me crazy the way they play football. But there always seems to be a guy on the defense, and this year obviously it was Kurt Hinish, but it's a couple names that popped in my head. Drew Tranquil played this option offense really well. Greer Martini, JOK, and Hinish was the guy this year. Shut it down, and a dominant win. I hate to see Avery Davis go down. That stinks. I mean, that guy's played every position imaginable and probably could have transferred twice, and you hate to see him get hurt, but I think he's got another year of eligibility. So
yeah,
if he wants
that's what I was going to
say. We could see him back, but good win overall. Nice to kind of relax and just drink beer in the fourth quarter and not be stressed. So,
absolutely, yeah.
How about Xavier Watts, the safety?
Yeah,
he played great as a receiver. As a mid-season transfer to safety from receiver. Kid looked awesome. He might be our second best safety, honestly, moving forward.
Yeah, I like I said, I think we need Hamilton back. I think that would be very helpful this weekend. And one of our preseason kind of guys to look out for has been Houston Griffith. He just hasn't really done much.
He's gotten worse as the year went on.
A little bit of a disappointment there, but overall, I really am happy with the way that the defensive side of the ball is going. I think Freeman's done a pretty good job. But we'll see this week because if Armstrong plays, that guy can sling it everywhere.
Yeah, he's a stud. He puts the team on his back.
So, but not a ton to say. You won 34-6. You were able to run the ball again. I think it's probably safe to say we're probably okay to just put a bow on it and move forward.
Yep. And last thing I'll say,
absolutely.
I do think Logan Diggs is Le'Veon Bell. He is Le'Veon Bell.
Logan Diggs has been good. He's been kind of a spark for the running back room, I think. So that's been definitely a pleasant surprise there.
Yep. And we talked about Avery Davis, and I guess we might talk about it later. But I think with Logan Diggs coming on, we got maybe an option with Chris Tyree moving out to the slot for a little bit to replace Davis this year. I think it's a good idea. He didn't get very many carries this week, and we still ran the ball. And he's got to have. We got to get Tyree involved. He's too fast.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. Overall, good win. Looking at our opponents, they were 4-7 last week with one on a bye. I bet you can guess who was on a bye. Virginia, the team we play next week. 5 UC escapes Tulsa.
Did you guys see the end of that game?
Oh, yeah.
By the way,
Cincinnati. Yeah, Tulsa quarterback slid with the ball on the 1 yard line.
Did you watch the whole thing too? 8 plays from within the 5.
Yeah.
And you can't score.
Yeah.
Desmond Ridder fumbling the snap on a 3.
It's unbelievable.
They're playing bad football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wisconsin
blows out. Yeah, they're on fire right now. They blow out Rutgers. They're 6-3 now. North Carolina in a shootout beats number 8 or 9 Wake Forest. Can't remember. Maybe 10.
9.
Who knows?
9.
Who
And
cares? Now they're 12.
Sam Howell was untackleable again for the third week in a row.
Purdue now in the top 25 for the CFP. Ranked 19 beats Michigan State.
That's turning out to be a pretty good win for us, it looks like.
Those 3 in a row.
See if they can do it this weekend. And I think it's in Columbus.
It
is. It's in
Spoiler
Columbus.
makers could be back. And then losers, Georgia Tech loses to Miami, Florida State loses to NC State, Stanford lost to Utah, USC lost to Arizona State, Virginia Tech lost to Boston College, Navy obviously lost to us. Toledo is in action tomorrow night in Maction versus Bowling Green, so I don't have anything on them. Overall, like I said, the good teams on their schedule won, the bad teams lost, and yeah. What are your thoughts?
I think the good news here is that we got 3 wins that are going to shape up, I think, in the long run to be pretty good wins. I think North Carolina can get another one this weekend at Pitt. It'll be a tough one, but that's a top 25 team. Definitely would be a big win for them and kind of moving forward for us to say, we beat Wisconsin, we beat North Carolina, we beat Purdue. These teams are all ranked. Purdue probably, if they get beat this week, probably drop out of there. But they're shaping up to be pretty good wins, and Notre Dame continues to have one of the best losses in the country. I mean, if you're looking at it that way. So I don't know what Notre Dame wants UC to keep doing, like from a getting into the playoff thing. I think if they lose, Notre Dame can jump them based on the rankings that came out tonight with Michigan State. They didn't really carry that head-to-head over. So I think this is good news for Notre Dame, really.
Yeah. I wonder with that Michigan State game if they didn't – one way to justify it is the fact that Michigan was whooping them for 3.5 or 2.5, 3 quarters and then blew the game.
Yeah.
Whereas if they watched the UC game, they also would recognize that we drove down to the 5, threw a pick,
correct,
had a bad interception, then went back to the 3, and then fumbled the ensuing kickoff. So, like you said, I think it's good. I think they're watching football games, and I think they're going to understand that UC loss could be easily rectified without 3 plays.
I truly believe, and I think, Ty, you and I talked about this last week, I truly believe Notre Dame would beat UC if they played this weekend.
By 10 points.
I just think I think that's 2 teams that have gone in the complete opposite direction. UC is kind of trending down, and Notre Dame seems to be trending up. Seems like they got the offense kind of figured out with those quick hitters, and so I think these were good results for Notre Dame this weekend. See if we can get a couple other good ones coming up.
All right. You got anything for around college football? I've only got 10% juice, so I'm kind of going no huddle here.
No, yeah, you're good. No, I just have top 4 reaction. We kind of just got into that. I mean, UGA, Bama, Oregon, Ohio State. I think we all saw that coming. Although Bama, Ohio State, UC, those teams all struggled last week. I think Georgia continues to be the best team in the country.
And it's not really close.
No. But, you got those top 4, and then UC, Michigan State. The Michigan State, Ohio State thing seems like it's going to crumble somewhere. Oklahoma's got 3 tough games. So a lot happening. The one thing I think that could happen is if Oklahoma State wins out and beats Oklahoma, we might get jumped. But we'll see. Their loss is to Iowa State, but, they would have a win over Oklahoma at that point. So that's really all I had. I don't have an issue with the rankings. I think it's interesting that Michigan State beats Michigan, and now they fall behind them when both teams have 1 loss. Again, think that's good news for Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame playing good ball at the end of the year, they go 11-1. UC goes 11-1. I think that might put Notre Dame over the top. We'll see.
Yeah, because our loss is better because they'd be like, look, UC's good, so you lost to a good team. UC's going to have to lose to a less good team to go 11-1. So
yeah, it's kind of a weird I don't know. Why do we play the season if it's that way? But
UC does have the old familiar 13th data point, though. They could be 12-1, and we could be 11-1.
Yeah, and they could beat Memphis. So
I mean, they're going to take that into account.
yeah, we'll see. But it just kind of it's so subjective. We'll see where we fall if we go to a New Year's 6 and we get a win.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. So I think overall I wasn't too surprised about the rankings. Usually it all falls into place. We'll see what happens in the next 3 weeks.
I can make this next section pretty quick. Recruiting.
Okay.
Nothing's changed except for the fact that Drayk Bowen is Irish. So that signing this week is huge. And tonight, Van Allen Lubin signed.
Yep. I had that next. I just wanted to walk through real quick. That was kind of in the recruiting section. Big commit for Mike Bray. Got their third 4-star in the 2022 class. Hoops starts this week. I think this team's going to be pretty good. It's going to be classic Mike Bray. They shot 37 and 41% in their 2 from 3 in their 2 exhibition games. So I think it's going to be a lot of that run and gun and shoot type deal, which is fun to watch. I think he's kind of got his guys back where he wants them, and makes me start to wonder, he kind of stopped. It seemed like stopped recruiting. It seemed like he was on his way out. Is he going to stick around now that he's got this big class coming in?
I think so. That's what I was going to say. It seemed like he woke up for some reason. I don't know if it was that Trey Wirtz kid signing the Mr. Indiana basketball or what it was, but all of a sudden Mike Bray appears to be back and maybe better than ever, really, with his recruiting at least.
Yeah, we'll see. He got one of his assistants back this year, Anthony Solomon. I think that might help. He must be a good recruiter, and I wonder if maybe he is the next guy in line up there. We'll definitely see about that. But definitely excited for the basketball team to get started and tipped off on, I believe, Saturday about noon.
But with football, I cannot believe how big of a if we get Bowen and somehow manage to get Styles and could pull Wampa with what we've already got in our classes. Marcus Freeman, it almost doesn't matter what he does as a play caller. He's got so many studs on the defense coming in. It's insane.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. Certainly.
I'm excited to see the athleticism. But let's move on.
Sure. Our game Saturday, 7:30, Notre Dame at Virginia. It's going to be on ABC. No idea. Herb Street Fowler on it.
I don't know, but look at this guy.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's what we need Virginia fans to look like this week.
Well,
I'm not sure, Ty.
In the first quarter.
I haven't looked because you and I will be there. I haven't looked at the broadcast crew or anything.
Yeah. So fourth meeting. Last time Notre Dame won at home, 35-20. I don't know if you guys were for the game. It was very close through the first half, and then Notre Dame blew them out in the second half.
What, was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was the game where Julian Okwara took over and caused like 2 forced fumbles, grabbed one right from the quarterback. Defense went off. Fun game.
Yep.
I was at a wedding.
Nice. I was at Churchill Downs drunk.
You should. I got the picture on Twitter of me dancing with my now wife, smiling at the phone while we were dancing, like on the dance floor, all watching the game, smiling because, so.
There you go.
It was a fun one.
The Who's led by Bronco Mendenhall, a long-time BYU coach, head of the East. He's 36-35 there. I mean, I'll start.
Let's go ahead and make him 500.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I think Notre Dame wins. Got to pressure the quarterback, especially if it's a quarterback with hurt ribs. And the pass defense has to be better than it was against North Carolina. If that happens, they win.
What's your score?
I think they won by 10, 27-17.
I like it. I'm going to go ahead and take over next. My bold prediction for the whole game here is I think Xavier Watts gets a pick. for no reason at all. That's my bold prediction. I think he's really freaking good. I think we win the game. I think it's more of a shootout than what you've projected, Tidy, but I like the 10 points, the 10-point differential. I was thinking somewhere more along the lines of like maybe like a 41-31 type of game. What you got, Kenny?
Yeah, I think bold prediction. I think Hamilton's going to play. At least I hope. I'll take Hamilton with a pick in this game. I mean, I don't know how bold that is. Kelly did say today, because they asked about him, he said if he's cleared on Saturday, he's going to play. He said he doesn't care if he practices. So definitely I think that would be a game changer for Notre Dame. I think the offense keeps running the ball. But I think the offense gets into the 40s. I think it's about, I'll say 45-34. 45-31. We'll keep.
I like that. Go ahead,
My bold
Tidy.
prediction was the score, by the way.
I like it. Offensively, my bold prediction is Kyron Williams breaks 200 yards rushing finally.
Ooh, that's a lot of yards. If they do that, I might struggle to score my 40-something points. I think we get Mayer back involved this week. I say it every week. 2 touchdowns, Michael Mayer, this weekend.
Man, I did a FanDuel this weekend, and I came in 3rd out of 10 for one of them, and then 30th out of like 100 for another one. And the person that killed me was Mayer. I can't believe it. I had Austin, I had Kyron, I had all the good guys, but Mayer killed me. And I wouldn't have bet on that. I thought he was going to kill him this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's played pretty well. It looks like Virginia averages 545 yards a game, 401 of them in the air. So definitely going to have to play a little more defense, at least pass defense. But I'm pretty confident in our rush defense to get it done here and make them pass it to help out the secondary a little bit.
And the rush. I think we get a lot of Botelho and a lot of Foskey and a lot of the Demi-Lolas. But
all right. So obviously
Picks were bad for us this week.
Speak for yourself.
That's what, except for you, I said.
The picks, Ty and Robbie, I just want to let you guys know. Well, before we hop into this, I just want to jump over to the season totals. Let you guys know Michigan's already hit their over total for the year, so all 3 of us won that. We can only push the Ohio State when they were 11. Penn State, you guys can only push the over 9. My under 9 is still alive. And they got games against Michigan and Michigan State, so I might be sitting pretty there. Texas, we were all under. That's covered. Indiana, Iowa State, both are going to go under. They can't go over. And Florida, under. You guys both lost that. So far I've hit all of mine, but UK is in the –
Yeah, you're going to lose that one, bro.
Unless Vandy pulls something off and I can get a push.
Yeah, good luck there.
Oh, okay. Well, just
Sorry,
saying.
Clark.
She's not fine, Clark. She's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
The Irish just need 2 to cover it, but just kind of a little bit of an update there. Now let's go back to week 9. Our picks. I was 5-2. Robbie, you were 1-6. Ty, you were 3-4.
Yeah, I knew I had a bad one.
You guys,
some of my games are close.
I think that's 2 weeks in a row. You guys have been under 500.
I had some close ones though. I think Louisville. A couple of my games, like Louisville, should have freaking won for one.
Louisville, Wake, UK, Mississippi State, Auburn, Michigan State. Those were your losses.
Yeah, and very close losses, and should have won a few of them.
Yep,
in my opinion, some bad coaching decisions.
Fell the wrong way for you. Weekly lock. I was 1-0. Robbie was 1-0. Ty, sorry, buddy.
You still stink at that game.
Another 0-1, but Ty's Superdog won outright and smoked them. South Carolina handed it to Florida.
Is Dan Mullen on the hot seat?
Who cares?
Who are you going to hire?
It's so irrelevant if you ask me.
I thought Nebraska was a shoo-in to open this year, and they just said he's going to be back next year. So I don't.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. You know what Dan Mullen was before the shoe throw at LSU? He was 12-1 with a loss. 12-1 with a loss to Bama.
Yeah, he's 4-8 since.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's tough.
So just to go through the year-to-dates real quick. I am 39-22. I've been hitting pretty good the last 2 weeks. Robbie, you're 8 games behind me at 31-30. Ty, you are 5 games behind me at 34-27. So time to start making up some ground there. Year-to-date locks. Robbie and I 5-4. Ty is 0-8-1.
Joke.
And I don't know who his lock is this week, but I will be betting against them. And Superdog poll, so I got 5. Robbie's got 2. Ty, you got 8. So you've been killing it with the Superdogs. Can't hit a lock to save your life.
Which is crazy. Makes very, very little sense for Tyler D. But.
So, Ty, take us through this week's games, and let's get some picks on the board.
All right. We'll start off noon Saturday. Michigan goes to Happy Valley. No spread. It's a pick 'em. Robbie, lead us off, buddy.
I really do not like anything about what Penn State does this year, and I really don't like much about what Michigan does offensively. I'm going to take Michigan, I guess. It's tough for me, but that's where I'm going, and I have no real reason. I just hope I'm right.
I'm going to go on the other side of the fence here. I'm going to bet against Harbaugh in another big game. I think Michigan loses this game on their way to a disappointing end of the season. Obviously, they still have to play Ohio State. I don't think they can beat them, but I think this is where Michigan gets tripped up again on the road at Penn State.
Oh my God!
I got Michigan. I think they got better athletes, and Penn State hasn't really impressed me this year. Okay, Oklahoma 5.5-point favorites going to Baylor. Kenny Ball.
Baylor coming off a loss. I know that defense has played pretty well. I think the difference is Oklahoma's quarterback. I believe his name's Caleb Williams.
He's solid.
If he had started the year, I think he'd probably be the leader for the Heisman Trophy. I'm going to go with Oklahoma in this one, in a close one at Baylor.
Yep, agreed. Give me Oklahoma. I was thinking by 3 on a field goal to end the game kind of thing.
3 picks for the Sooners. I think if Rattler was starting, I'd pick Baylor, but he's not. So, Boomer Sooner. Going to the SEC West, Mississippi State, everybody's favorite weirdo coach, going to the Plains to play Auburn. They're 5.5-point dogs. I'll go first. Auburn covers and then some at home. I just think they're better. Rob?
I'm still thinking about it. I know Bo Nix struggles, but I think he gets it done. I'm going to stick with Auburn as well.
I'm going to go with Auburn. Bo Nix is really good at home. Coming off a tough loss last week at Texas A&M, but I mentioned on last week's podcast if it was at Auburn, I would take Auburn because of Bo Nix. I'm going to go with Bo Nix at home to win this game.
Yeah, he's a solid player. I like Bo Nix. I think he's a little hated on, and he's going to end up having a pretty good career at Auburn when it's all said and done. So we'll see.
All right. From the Plains to the Prairie, Minnesota's rowing the boat to Iowa. Excuse me. They're 5.5-point dogs as well. Kenny Ball, give us your pick.
I really, really don't know. Minnesota has not been very good. Iowa's offense is terrible. I'm just going to go with the home team in this one because I don't know. I'm going to take Iowa to win.
Rob?
This was the hardest one of the exactly what Kenny Ball just said. I've watched Minnesota and been like, oh, they're okay, and then watched other games where I think they're the worst team in the country. And the same can be said for Iowa and their offense. I think Iowa waves to the hospital and wins this one. I'm just going with the home team as well. There's no reason to go otherwise, and I don't – tough game.
Yeah, I like Iowa too in a classic 13-10 Big Ten affair.
Yep, exactly.
Back in the SEC, Jimbo versus Lane. A&M goes to Oxford as a 2.5-point favorite. Robbie, what do you think?
I'm taking Ole Miss. I think Corral gets it done. I like that kid. I think he's solid. That's all I got. I think Lane Kiffin has some plays to mess with Jimbo, take advantage of the aggressiveness on defense, and he's going to – I don't know. That's what I got.
I am going to go with the Aggies. They're playing for something. They just need Auburn to beat. They're still playing for an SEC championship. They need help from Auburn in the Iron Bowl, but I think after a big win last week, they come back and get this one done in a tough game on the road at Ole Miss.
Yeah,
What you got,
I'm
Daddy?
with you, Robbie. I like how Corral plays. I like the Rebels at home. I think A&M's shaky. They beat Alabama. They also lost to Mississippi State. They're a weird team. So when in doubt, pick the home team. And I like Corral. So I'm going with the Rebs.
Hey Ty, real quick, I missed it. I was looking at something. Who did you take in the Minnesota-Iowa game?
Hawkeyes.
You should have got that one. He hates PJ Flex so much.
Oh, that's right.
Come on, bro. Boat can't row on a freaking cornfield.
Let's get that Thursday night game picked.
Last pick, we got Thursday night football. North Carolina, 6.5-point dogs, going to Pitt. Kenny.
I'm not going away from him now. Give me the Heels. They can score on anybody. Hal's got that offense rolling. I know Narduzzi's got a good defense, and Pickett might throw for 600 yards against their defense, but Hal might throw for 650. So I think UNC wins this one in a high-scoring affair again, and I think the refs helped Pittsburgh enough last night that they can't help them anymore. I know it was a different sport, but that was
same sport, different league.
Same sport, different level.
Same sport, different level. Give me the Tar Heels to go in and win this game outright at Pitt.
Yeah, give me the Tar Heels to dominate Pitt for some reason. I feel like this is a game where Pitt gets exposed a little bit and Sam Howell just kind of eats. I got North Carolina by 10 to 15 points.
I'm with you on that. I think Pitt's frauds. They lost to a MAC school. Give me a break.
Pat Narduzzi. Ty loves him.
Pat Narduzzi, the defensive genius, gave up 44 to Western Michigan and lost.
Yep.
Give up 44 to Western Michigan, you're going to give up 54 to North Carolina. So, Heels big.
Agreed.
You want to go do Super Dogs?
Let's do it.
All right. I'll go first because I think they're going to cover, and it's the most ridiculous Superdog pick that I'll ever make. I'm taking New Mexico State against Alabama.
51's a lot of points. Is that what I saw?
51.5 underdogs.
I mean, you got to think if they kick a field goal, you're in pretty good shape.
That's my thought.
I don't know. I don't know if they can get on that side of the field. They're really bad.
No, I know they're terrible, but I'm taking the odds. I'm thinking maybe Bama just decides to run the ball some.
Well, if you
they
don't
fumble
like
the ball on the 5
if you don't like a team to score versus a bad team, you ought to look at Clemson. They're 41-point favorites against UConn. And
UConn is the worst D1 program in the country.
Yeah, but New Mexico State's number what?
They're the second worst team in the country. But 51.5 just blew my mind, and I had to just do it. So that's where I'm going.
Ty?
I got the South Florida Bulls on Friday night at home.
Oh, that's a Friday night game.
I thought about it.
What plus 24? You think UC doesn't cover again?
Yeah,
I think
they've proven they can't cover against bad teams.
Going with old Charlie Weiss Jr. Crazy that guy's the OC down there now.
Wild. I don't know. it feels like a safe pick the way UC's playing against shit teams, and they got to travel all the way to Florida. So, Bulls.
True. I'm going to go with a Notre Dame opponent, not Virginia, but a team that's on their schedule. I'm going to go with Stanford plus 12, headed to Corvallis. Oregon State's just not that good. I know Stanford has not been very good, but I think they can keep it within a touch or within 10 points there, and I can maybe escape and maybe even escape with a win. So I'm going to go with Stanford plus 12.
I like it. I thought about both of what you guys just said, and then I saw the 51.5 and freaked out and picked that. So that's where I went. But Stanford might beat them, in my opinion. I think they might come to play this week.
Stanford's just a weird.
They don't make sense. Just like football lately, all of football.
Yep.
NFL and college,
especially after getting beat 52-7 on Friday night.
Tidy.
Well,
Tidy, I got a question for you here. I'm looking to make a bet, and who is your lock of the week?
LSU plus 2.5 at home against Arkansas.
Look for Arkansas to win by 25.
LSU plus 2.5 at home.
I haven't picked an underdog for a lock, and I'm picking one now because I suck at this.
A home dog. Not much better than a home team getting points, but Ty.
Go Tigers.
They're in trouble now.
Go Tigers.
Robbie?
I think for the first time this season, I'm gonna pull a Golden Domer homer, and I'm gonna lock Notre Dame.
All right. It's risky. ND minus 5.5. All right. Well, I'm not going to go away from my squad that I've been on all year. They need one more win to go over for me. I got the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky minus 18 at Rice. That offense is good. They continue to just score and score and score. Maurice Crum Jr. really has that defense kind of starting to go. I like Western to cover this. And also hit my over bet for the year for them, over 5.5 wins. Look for them to get bowl eligible this week. So I'm going to lock them in as my lock of the week for the second week in a row.
Yeah. Western Kentucky can score some points every time. I look at them every so often, like you said, just because they're local, and I do like that offense.
Yep, one of the best offenses, one of the best quarterbacks in the country. So.
And Mike White, former WKU quarterback, embarrassed the Bengals.
Beat the Bengals, who are trending in the wrong direction as well.
As soon as they got national exposure, and people said they might be good. So.
Yep. So I'm going to
Cincinnati sports.
Take us away here, Robbie. I want to get over there and watch UK.
Yeah, we're going to watch this UK Duke game here. And, college basketball's back. So thank you for coming back, Irish Nation. We will have another episode next week. Let's beat the Cavaliers. Hopefully it's not as close as that picture that Kenny Ball is showing.
Look at this guy right here. That's what we need them to look like in the first half this year.
Exactly.
Second quarter.
Yep. All right. Well, go Irish.
Go Irish.
Go Irish indeed.